New tonight, COVID cases are climbing again nationwide and around the world. KDK's Jessica Goy has more on the latest variant and what's happening with cases in Allegheny County.
The U.S. is in the midst of a summer wave of COVID. According to the CDC, hospitalizations linked to the virus are swelling, and the level of COVID in wastewater is currently very high.
In Allegheny County, we have seen an uptick in cases that started in June, and it's continuing to go up in terms of hospitalizations and ER visits, as well as wastewater.
It hasn't been drastic, though. Acting Director of the Allegheny County Health Department, Dr. Barbara Nightingale, says COVID has been slowly ticking up all summer in the county.
But if we compare the numbers at this same time last year, the cases, hospitalizations, and ER visits are all up compared to the same time.
Around 100 hospital admissions with COVID were reported to the county health department in July. Allegheny Health Network tells KDKA its hospitals had very few patients hospitalized with COVID since mid-July, and most have 2 to 5 patients that have tested positive following admission for non-COVID reasons. UPMC said they're observing the COVID uptick as others are. What's spreading around is a descendant of the Omicron variant. Dr. Nightingale says many of the symptoms still look a lot like other respiratory viruses. Older people, those who are immunocompromised or have underlying health conditions are at higher risk of severe illness. But if you're at lower risk,
anybody is at risk for having long COVID, and it's definitely something that is still really impacting our county.
And
you could be transmitting it to somebody else.
With kids getting ready to head back to the classroom, Dr. Nightingale encourages everybody who's 6 months and older to get their shots as soon as the new flu and COVID vaccines are available this fall.
It's really something that you should look at as something that you should get annually, because the variants do change over time, so they're a little bit different than they were a year ago. And when people get their COVID shot and their flu shot, that has immediate protection from those specific variants that year.